Good morning, folks. This is Naeem Azam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade, and welcome to our daily technical analysis video. Today is Friday, and that means also that we need to review the market's price action and then see how the market has performed this particular week, and more importantly, what is in the store for us going forward from here. So we are going to have a look at all of this in a great detail today, and a bit more than that as well. So before we do anything else, as always, it is important for us to go through this slide of disclaimers and risk warnings. Anything which we'll be discussing in this video cannot be perceived as an advice. If you are seeking for one, please do consider consulting with your own financial advisors. Now, as always, I'm going to bring out the MT4 platform. This can be downloaded from our website, avatrade.com. Now, folks, we will begin by looking at the Dow Jones chart. And when we look at the Dow Jones chart, what we look at three different moving averages on the Dow. Number one is your 50-day simple moving average, followed by your 100-day simple moving average, and finally your 200-day simple moving average. Now, for the last 2 or 3 or 4 days, what we can see from the chart is that the price is in constant battle with its 50-day simple moving average. Traders are really trying their best to keep the prices above the 50-day simple moving average, which is obviously positive, and the upward movements are very much driven on this particular hope that we will get another stimulus package before the US election, which, by the way, is only 11 days away, and 55 million Americans have already voted. But the downward moves are very much driven by this pessimism that we may not see another stimulus package, and there is a stronger possibility that there could be an enormous amount of uncertainty with respect to the presidential election results, given the stance given the President Trump's current stance and how he views the elections. So with that in mind, what we are really looking at is we are still very much focused on the earnings seasons as well, which is currently taking place. The numbers have been strong, there's no doubt about that. Traders and investors are somewhat impressed, but next week it is going to be all about tech earnings, and that means enormous amount of volatility for the stock market. But overall, what we are really looking at with respect to this market is that this remains your 100-day moving average, remains your immediate support zone, because if the price breaks below that, then we wanted to keep an eye on the support zone, which I have just mentioned on the chart. As in terms of resistance, if the market does pick up its momentum, if the market does continue its journey to the upside, then these are the price levels that perhaps you wanted to keep an eye on as well. Now, with respect to the S&P 500 index, as you can see in the chart, what we're really looking at is that the S&P 500, which represents the overall or the broader stock market, because it represents the 500 stocks, is that there is a more momentum to the upside. These traders and investors have pushed the prices above their 50-day moving average, as you can see that, but the challenge still remains with respect to your downward trend line, and the hope is that today's price action can really push the prices back above this downward trend line. And if that happens, hunky-dory folks, then we could really see another momentum. But what I also kind of wanted to point out is this reversal pattern which has really formed in terms of the price action, and if this reversal pattern really plays out, then we could potentially be looking at a massive move to the upside. What is that reversal pattern? This reversal pattern is very much known as a reverse head and shoulder. This being your shoulder right over here, your right shoulder, this being your head right over here, and then this being your right shoulder. So right shoulder. So over here you have your left shoulder, this is your right shoulder, and then this is your head. If the price breaks its pattern to the upside from here, and then the neckline just being over here, then we could potentially see a price movement which could be constitute of this particular move. So meaning that we can see the prices very much and very easily moving to the upside well above this price level to above the previous high, because if we, as you can see, even marking this one, like I have to push this one down a little bit, but we can see very clearly that the price can easily move well above this price level without any hesitation, without any problem. So that is very much the focus is going to be among investors and traders as we continue. But like I said, the focus is going to be quite a lot going into next week for the Nasdaq 100 index, which by the way is still very much trading like the Dow Jones index, meaning it is trading very close towards its 50-day simple moving average, which is right over here. So let's see if the index can really stay above that, and more importantly, if the index is going to continue its journey towards its next resistance level, folks, and that resistance level being just right over here. This is your resistance level in terms of the Dow Jones, and in terms of the support zone, what I am really looking at is this is the price level. So this is your support and this is your resistance. All right, folks, that's all for today. Keep it nice and short, and I'll see you guys next week.